A very good evening and welcome to this edition of Yes 101's Visual Radio. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Rochelle Tumodara.
And I'm Mariam Ganavijaya.
Newsfirst headline.
Police fire tear gas and water cannons at university students' protest march. Sri Lanka to absorb 50% of national airline debt. Opposition MPs lodge no confidence motion against a speaker. China sets ambitious 2024 economic target. Johnny Bairstow set for emotional 100th test cap.
Now on to news in detail. First, your local news. Police fired tear gas and water cannons on 2 occasions to disperse a university student protest march opposite the University of Colombo. The protest march was organized by the Students' Union of the University of Peradeniya. The protest was organized against people's rights being taken away, including free education and free health. Students from other universities also joined the protest march. A large police force was also deployed near the University of Colombo premises due to the protest, and a heated situation arose between the students and the police. Meanwhile, Colombo Chief Magistrate Prasanna Alvis today rejected a request by the Cinnamon Gardens Police to issue an order to prevent the protest march.
In more local news, the Sri Lankan government has taken decisive steps to restructure the national carrier Sri Lankan Airlines with a decision to absorb 50% of its debt burden. Aviation Minister Nimal Siripala De Silva announced today that the restructuring unit has received a letter from the International Finance Corporation, or the IFC, indicating that attracting competitive offers or reputable airlines to take over the airline's management is unlikely given its staggering debt of $1.2 billion. This is the Minister of Ports, Shipping and Aviation, Nimal Siripala De Silva.
The restructuring unit has got a letter from IFC. So they have suggested that it is very unlikely we will get very good offers or reputed airlines will come and take over the management of Sri Lankan Airlines with a debt of rupees 1.2 billion. Having taken this matter into consideration, His Excellency the President Ranil Wickremesinghe, as the Finance Minister, tendered the cabinet paper yesterday, cabinet memorandum yesterday to the cabinet, emphasizing this factor and the need to restructure this, as well as to ensure the job security of 6,000 employees who are employed in the Sri Lankan Airlines. So having taken into consideration all these facts, His Excellency the President has been very graciously agreed for these things to take over the debt of rupees of $210 million due from Sri Lankan Airlines to Bank of Ceylon and People's Bank.
On more local news, the coalition of opposition members of parliament submitted a motion of no confidence against Speaker Mahinda Yapa Abeyewardene. 44 opposition members of parliament submitted a motion of no confidence against Speaker Mahinda Yapa Abeyewardene. Ranjith Madhuba Bandara, Secretary General of the Samiki Jan Balawegaya, personally handed over the document to Deputy Secretary General Chaminda Kalu Ratna. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa, Samiki Jan Balawegaya MPs Maithripala Sirisena from the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, Dasri Jayasekara from the Sri Lanka Freedom Party and M.A. Sumanthiran from the Ilangai Tamil Arsukachi signed the motion. In addition, MPs representing the Freedom People's Congress Group Dallas Arha Peruma, Professor G.L. Piris, Professor Charita Herath, as well as Vasantha Bandara, along with Jatika Jan Balawegaya MP Vijitha Herath, signed the motion. The heart of the motion lies in the alleged violation of constitutional principles when passing the Online Safety Act. The opposition condemns that certain clauses were pushed through despite objections, while also disregarding the recommendations made by the Supreme Court. The motion notes that the faith in the Speaker in Parliament has collapsed.
International. International news.
In news overseas, China has set an ambitious growth target of around 5% for this year, as it outlined a series of measures aimed at boosting its flagging economy. Premier Li Qiang made the announcement at the opening of the annual National People's Congress today. Li acknowledged that China's economic performance had faced difficulties, adding that many of these had yet to be resolved. It comes as China struggles to reinvigorate its once booming economy.
Sports news.
Now on to sports news. Johnny Bairstow says he is set for an emotional week as he becomes the 16th man to play 100 tests for England. Yorkshire batter Bairstow will reach the landmark in the 5th test against India in Dharamsala 12 years after making his debut against West Indies. Bairstow, 34, follows Ben Stokes to a century of England caps after the captain achieved the milestone in the 3rd test of the series. And that's a wrap of your Visual Radio for today. For the News First team, I've been Rochelle Tumodra.
And I'm Mariam Garamijaya. Good night and take care.